Hey folks, Alan Chenworth here. I've got a vial of gold with me that I panned out of a creek up in Idaho last summer. There's about 1.5 ounces, maybe 1 2/3 ounces of gold here. And I've been trying to figure out what to do with it. I'd like to sell it, but I want to get the most money I can for it. The ads you see on TV and hear on the radio, send us your gold, you don't get very good returns for it. If you got 50 cents on the dollar, you'd be getting a good deal. Better is send it to a refinery. But when you send it to a refinery, they're going to pay you only for the value of the gold, which is fine. In this case, this gold runs between 50 and 60% gold, the rest being mostly silver. They will not reimburse you for the value of the silver, even at today's high prices. You're also going to have to pay for postage when you send it. They're going to take out some shipping and handling fees, as well as some processing fees. All told, this 1.5 ounces of gold, which would be worth about $2,000 at $1,400 an ounce, I might get a check for $1,000 or $1,100. So I'm looking for ways to maximize that. One thing we can do, we can sell it on eBay. You can get full spot price there. You will pay some small fees, it's not a big deal. But you run the risk of getting burned if there's low volume or too many people selling gold. I know some guys that have gotten some really good deals on gold on eBay. That's great if you're buying, but not so good if you're selling. So what I'd like to do is make some little bags of gold panning sand we can sell at fairs and carnivals and rock shows. And you can sell it at full spot price plus a premium. So it's a good way to sell it. But a lot of this gold is really fine. A lot of flour gold in here. So we've got to separate out the chunks that are big enough to sell in panning sand. To do that, I got online and ordered a kit of screens. It was $35. I think these were called rattlesnake screens. And it's a really slick little kit. Comes with 3 screens, coarse, medium, and fine. I don't know if you can see that. Comes with a cap to put on the top and a funnel to go underneath. It also comes with 3 vials and a sniffer bottle and some bases that you can set vials in. And I'll hurry and set this up and run this. And I'm going to put a sheet of paper under here. I do everything in a gold pan so I don't lose any gold. And this paper makes it real easy to clean up anything that does spill. I just literally pick it up and pour it in. And the base of this actually screws right on top of the vial. Get it good and tight. Pour the gold in the top. And put the lid on. Okay, and I can pull it out of the base now. Everything's screwed together. It's not going to go anywhere. And it'll take just a few minutes to shake this gold down. It'll separate it into 4 different sizes. These screens are really nice. They'll work either wet or dry. Wet probably does work a little bit better, but I've already got the gold clean and dry. And I don't really want to have to get it wet again and go through the drying process and all that. So I'm going to keep doing it dry. The only problem I found by doing this is you get just a little bit of static on the gold, and sometimes it'll stick, the real fine gold will stick to the silicone that's sealing the bottom of these. And it actually might go faster if you use less gold in here. I've got so much fine gold it tends to clog up the screen, and it takes a few minutes for all the real fine stuff to work its way down through. say, I got about 2/3 of it all the way through. So I found a good jarring action at the end of the shake. It does help bring it down. I try and shake it up a little bit. Alright, I think we about got it. And there'll still be just a little bit in there. It's hard to get it all. But I've got a lot of it. Probably 95% of it's already come down through. Put it back in its base. We set it right here. We can take the top off. You know, we get another vial ready first. This came with 2 bases to hold your bottles while you're working it. Okay, you can pull the top off. You can see I just dropped a couple little nuggets. That's why it's on the paper. Lucky for me, these are the big ones, easy to see, easy to pick up. And put the screen, the funnel on top, dump it in, it's done. There's your nuggets. It looks like in that vial had about 6 small nuggets. Okay, next vial, drop it in, put the funnel on, and I can pull up the next screen. Always check your screens. Once in a while a piece of gold can get caught in there. You don't want to leave one behind. It's done. And as the screens get smaller and smaller, I'm getting an increase in the quantity of gold. There's the bulk of it right there. And this is the screen that I find often will catch just a little piece or 2 of gold. Looks like I've got about 4 or 5 little tiny pieces stuck in that screen. Give it some bangs to clean it out. And there's the fines. Everything that went through the small screen is right there. One thing we can do, this is why I keep the paper in here, there's just a few pieces of gold down here falling off, and I'll put this in there. Fold the paper in half, good hard crease. Pick it up. I can just tip it right into the vial, or if you've got the funnel on it still, it's even easier. And my gold's cleaned up. Alright, here's the finished product. We got a good vial of fines. They're too small to do much with. These will either be sold on eBay or sent to a refinery. They're just too small for panning sand. This vial, a little bit more coarse. They're big enough I can use them in the panning bags. In fact, that's probably the ideal size. Big enough that they're easily seen. Small enough I can still put 3 or 4 pieces in a $2 bag. Little pickers, I also usually throw one of them, at least one of them, in a bag of sand because they're big, easy to find, hard to lose. And again, you can pick them up very easily with your fingers. This size, small nuggets, I don't usually put it in the panning sand unless it's a $5 bag. Just too big. It's hard to make money putting gold that big in a $2 bag. So I'll save them for later. Well, it's just that easy to clean up your gold. It took 5 to 10 minutes, and it's all nicely organized and cleaned and ready to use. I hope I was able to show you something. I'm Alan Chenworth. Have a good night.